Dream win 75-66 over the Indiana Fever. Let's talk about the game. So the Dream swept the Fever earlier this season in a 2-game series, so Indiana seems to have a lot to prove here. Atlanta has a lot to prove themselves, considering how close they came to beating the defending champion Chicago Sky just a few days ago. Indiana dismissed their head coach recently. Now Carlos Knox is in. Not his first WNBA game, but it's Atlanta's first look at him. Now, to start the first quarter, I didn't take a whole lot of notes so far, except for a pretty big steal by Rhyne Howard early on, immediately after a Dream basket, leading to another two by Erica Wheeler, and Christy Wallace playing some pretty aggressive defense here, somehow not drawing any fouls. I'm not going to count the one a minute after I wrote this down, and she got called for incidental contact under Atlanta's net. Rhyne Howard tries another steal later on and makes it, but is just a little bit too aggressive this time. Incidental contact once again nullifies it. It was a clean steal, just a little bit of bad luck. So Indiana started the scoring. Kelsey Mitchell scored 2 at the beginning of the game, and they didn't score again until over 4 minutes later on a 3-pointer by Victoria Vivians. They're doing a pretty good job of stopping Atlanta, but a lot of the damage is already done. The Dream were doing a tremendous job moving the ball through traffic, across the court, laterally and long ways. They don't get a basket, but Monique Billings does draw a foul and gets a free throw out of it. A little payback for Aerie McDonald not being able to score on a beautiful spin deke. I guarantee you, in another universe, she's probably a hockey player pulling off moves like that in shootouts. Indiana puts on some pressure later on in the quarter. Billings' free throws aside, the Dream hadn't scored in 6 minutes, and the Fever get themselves within 1 point. With a single second left, Queen Egbo gets a flagrant foul. She was apparently trying to swipe the ball from Aerie McDonald, but she got her in the face, and it looks like she got her eye as well. I don't think that was really the intention, but doesn't matter. It happened. Fortunately, even after being damn near blinded, Aerie McDonald got both of her free throws. Atlanta is 5-6 on their free throws. Indiana is 1-5, although that trend would definitely not last later on in the game. Still, 17-9 after one Dream lead. Indiana still pretty assertive to start the second. They make 3 consecutive 2-pointers, but then Nia Coffey decides that she's had enough of this crap, and she scores 3 consecutive 2-pointers. The gap is closing, but Atlanta is definitely staying ahead of things here. Over 5 minutes pass before Indiana scores in a way other than free throws. Kelsey Mitchell sinks a 3. Until now, it's just been free throws. Danielle Robinson is perfect at the free throw line, and Alyssa Smith is almost perfect. And they're stopping the Dream from doing much offensively. They're blocking shots, they're forcing turnovers, and they're forcing the Dream to shoot from bad angles. The ultimate proof of this is the fact that Atlanta didn't make a single 3-point shot in the entire half. The Dream also had 10 turnovers, and Indiana scored on all of them, and getting way too many free throw opportunities. Both teams asserting themselves to start the third, but the Dream are the ones who are getting the field goals. Unfortunately, the Fever are getting a lot of free throws, so not a whole lot of change so far. Rhyne Howard scores 2 consecutive baskets halfway through the third, the first time anyone on the Dream has scored a 3 this entire damn game. Atlanta ended up going on a 7-0 run in just over a minute. Christy Wallace finds herself in Atlanta's end of the court, nobody to pass to, everybody's covered, one of her teammates is actually knocked down, so what does she do? She just makes some space her own damn self, moving where there's only the slightest little bit of room, and scores her first point of the night. 61-44 Atlanta to end the third. Now we go into the fourth, where recently Indiana has struggled a bit lately. The Fever start showing some energy 4 minutes through the fourth, going on a run of their own, 7-0 in a minute and a half. Now granted, it did come after another flurry by Atlanta, but still, the Fever are not taking this line down. Now, one positive to take away from all these points that the Dream is giving up on their turnovers is that the Fever are essentially doing the same thing. At this point of the game, both teams have given up at least 20 points on turnovers. It's not just the Dream, but it's something of a bittersweet stat. Nia Coffey hits a huge 3-pointer, and with that she gets her 16th point, which, when combined with her 10 rebounds, gives her her 3rd career double-double, and she leads the Dream in scoring. 3 minutes left, Indiana trails by 10. They're doing a pretty good job of keeping Atlanta off the scoreboard at times, so hey, maybe they can do it again. They don't do it again. 75-66, Dream win, and their win total so far actually matches their total from last season, and there's so much more to go. Now, Tuesday night is the next game, which is a late game versus Seattle. Not someone that any team can expect to beat with as many turnovers and free throw allowances that the Dream gave to the Fever tonight. Look, a lot went right in this game, but now is really the time to tighten up. The Storm is not the kind of team that's going to let the Dream get away with much. I'll see you then.